A Michigan man sentenced to 37 years of his life is finally free after the female that was the key witness and testified against him stated that she lied in her initial report. Hi again and welcome. This is Links007 TV. Let's talk, and we're about to discuss this on the program. We ask you, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell and click on all so you're always notified whenever we post new videos. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links007 TV. Let's talk. This is the place where you get the best in local and international news updates and also current events. So what we want to talk about now is the story of Walter Forbes, a Michigan man sentenced to prison for more than 4 decades of his life. And now, in a twist of events, the key witness is actually admitting that she lied on this individual after the man was arrested for so many years. So we are going to bring you up to date with this story, because this story, I believe, really need to be publicized more, because over and over we have seen situations such as these where people's lives have been turned upside down based on the justice system failing to adhere to the real evidence that was presented before them. However, they used the voice of an individual in order to convict this man, and it has turned the man's life upside down for many years. Can you imagine how this man must have felt behind bars, knowing that he did not commit the act and he was actually sentenced to life in prison? We're going to bring you up to date with this story right now, right here on Links007 TV. We ask you, please remember, like, share, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell and click on all so you're always notified whenever we post new videos. So the story of Walter Forbes made headlines this month after it was revealed that he was exonerated of the charges laid against him after he spent 4 decades behind bars for a crime that he did not commit, for a crime he knew nothing about, for a crime that he was wrongly imprisoned for. So we're going to bring you up to date with that right now on the program. So Walter Forbes was a full-time student at Michigan's Jackson Community College in 1982. He had a dream of owning a real estate development firm after graduating. So this man had a plan for his life. He wanted to own his own real estate development company, but that plan was cut short based on the lying tongue of a female that landed him behind bars. So I'm going to bring you up to date with what really transpired that led him to be arrested in the initial stage. So one night that year, and that would have been in 1982, Forbes broke up a bar fight. He didn't knew that that would have changed his life forever. So a man got into a bar fight with another individual, and Forbes decided to step in, and being a good citizen, he parted the fight and both individuals went their separate ways. Unknowingly to Forbes, one of the individuals would have tried to hurt him the day after. So Forbes was on his way home one of these days, and that would have been the day after the incident, and he was actually shot. So he was actually shot by the individual that was involved in the bar fight the day before. The gunshot did not damage Forbes' body badly. However, it took a few months to heal. But what happened next to him, he would have spent the rest of his life behind bars, leaving a deep, long wound for his family to bear with. So the man who shot Forbes, Dennis Hall, died in an apartment fire in Jackson, Michigan, in a fire that appeared to be deliberately set on July 12, 1982. So this was the same person that was involved in the bar fight. He shot Forbes, and then somehow after he shot Forbes, his house or the apartment in which he lived suddenly was engulfed in flames and he perished in that building. So this is where now the story is about to take this dramatic twist, and this has left the family of this man in total sadness based on the fact that most of his life was spent behind bars. So because Hall and Forbes were recently involved in an altercation, police considered Forbes as a suspect in the arson that claimed the life of Hall. Police arrested him at his home. Forbes was convicted of arson and murder in May 1983, and it would have been just a few months after, and was sentenced to life in prison. Forbes, now 63 years old, became free on November 20, more than 37 years after his conviction, after the prosecution's star witness admitted to fabricating her story and the evidence surfaced that the fire may have been part of an insurance fraud scheme orchestrated by the apartment building owner, which led to the retrial according to documents filed in the Jackson County Circuit Court. So can you believe this? This female would have been so heartless, so cold and evil, to stood up within the courts of law and actually testified against this man, took the oath and then lied. The key evidence used to implicate Forbes was witness testimony from a woman, Anais Kenborough, who said she saw 3 men, including Forbes, burn down the old century 2-story house, turn into an apartment in Jackson, Michigan, and that would have been in 1982. The woman testified and contained her testimony. However, her testimony had some discrepancies, leading one of the 3 men to have the charges against them dismissed after he passed a polygraph test, and the other to be acquitted according to court documents. Forbes was the only one convicted, probably because of the tension between him and the victim, the attorney stated. Forbes and his attorney said that the burden of proof was placed on Forbes, that the jury saw him as guilty until he could prove himself innocent from the minute the trial began. It was in the year 2017 that the female admitted that she lied, that she never saw Forbes at the scene of the fire, according to court documents revealed. After a judge granted an evidentiary hearing in February 2020, the female testified that she had falsely implicated Mr. Forbes because she had been intimidated into doing so by 2 local men who knew her from around the neighborhood and who had threatened to harm her and her family, according to court documents. Even though it took forever, I'm still grateful she did the right thing, that she did finally tell the truth, Forbes said. But it's very good to see that this individual was actually freed, even though he spent most of his life behind bars. And the female admitted that she lied on the oath. As it relates to the alleged insurance scheme, the apartment building owner, David Jones, was convicted in a separate arson conspiracy scheme in Livingston County, Michigan in 1990. So a man died in the Livingston County fire as well, court documents say, And the two people who admitted to conspiring with Jones to burn the building down in 1990 told police that they were aware of Jones' role in the 1982 fire in Jacksonville. So what happened in this case was actually the building owner was actually plotting an insurance scheme fraud to solicit money from insurance companies. So he was the one that actually burned down the building, and someone actually died in the building. And now Mr. Walter was actually the one convicted and served more than 4 decades of his life behind bars for something that he did not have a clue about. Such a sad situation. So this man basically spent most of his life behind bars, been in prison from 1983 to the year 2020. That would have been 37 years of his life taken away from him because someone lied. Michigan in 2016 passed a law that allows wrongfully convicted people to receive 50,000 US for each year that they were in prison. Having been convicted for over 37 years, Forbes is entitled to nearly $2 million in compensation from the state, but the money won't come anytime soon as this process takes a whole lot of time. I believe this is where I'm going to leave this one for now. You can just drop it in the comment section. How do you feel about this story? And do you believe that many more people have been convicted based on the fact that individuals take up the stance and lied on people because of their own personal vendetta or their own personal belief? Thanks for watching. This has been Links007 TV. Let's talk. Peace out and have a blessed and productive holiday.